Hello students and welcome to the class of mycology. In this class we deal with Erisife. Erisife is a fungi coming under the subdivision Ascomycotina, class Pyranomycetes, order Erisiphales, family Erisifaceae. Now, nearly 10 species of Erisife has so far known, and it is a biotropic or obligate ectoparasite occurring mainly on aerial parts of many angiosperms like grasses, peas, then Cucurbita family, etc. Now, they mainly cause the disease mildew. And some of the common examples of Erisife are Erisife graminis occurring on grasses, Erisife polygony occurring on peas, then Erisife aggregata mainly occurring on spices. And all the species cause mildew disease. Then somatic structure includes hyphae which are short made up of uninucleate cell, and the hyphae aggregate to form the mycelium which is septate, branched, persistent, superficial and ectophytic. As it is a ectoparasite, it mainly forms hostoria which are lobed shape. And with the help of this hostoria, they exist in the host tissue. Moving to asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is mainly by means of conidia formation, and they are born on the conidiophores. The conidiophores are short, erect and unicellular. The conidiophores divides into long stalk cell and short terminal cell, and the terminal cell cuts off the conidia in succession. So the conidia are formed singly or in basipetal chain on the conidiophores. And this conidium is ellipsoid or ovate, hyaline, unicellular, uninucleate, and the size is nearly 31 to 38 into 17 to 21 micrometer. And this conidia disseminate by air and germinate by putting the germ tube on falling on suitable substratum. So this is the structure of the conidia and conidiophore. The conidiophore are uninucleate and unicellular, and they are short and erect, and they will divide and form the terminal and basal cell. Then the terminal cell cut off the conidium in chains. So the earlier form conidium will be at the apex, and at the base the later form conidia are formed. That is, they are formed in basipetal chain. And at maturity the conidia are disseminated by air, and when fall on suitable host they develop the germ tube. So this is about the asexual reproduction. Now moving to sexual reproduction. Now sexual reproduction occurs mainly at the end of summer when the conidial production slows down and eventually ceases. Now the white powdery appearance of the host suffers now changes to grayish or brownish shade, and the hyphae prepare to form ascocarp, which is Cleistothecia. So the Cleistothecia are large enough to be visible to be the naked eye as black dots on the infected host surface. So the normally the mildew or the or the fungi on the surface after completing the asexual reproduction or the stages of sexual asexual reproduction eventually cases, then there appear a white powdery appearance which somewhat turns into grayish or brown shade, and they are visible with the help of naked eye. So this is the Cleistothecia of the Erisife. Okay, and they are easily visible on the infected host surface. So the fruit body formed by Erisife is the ascocarp, and the type of ascocarp in Erisife is Cleistothecium type. And Cleistothecium are nothing but it is the closed type of ascocarp. Now, the male sex organ is known as the antheridium, and the female sex organ is known as the aspergonium. Now, at the time of reproduction, the sexual reproduction, both the antheridial as well as the ascogonial hyphae, they grow side by side, and they both of them become twisted upon them. That is, the two of the hyphae become twisted, and the terminal cell will act as the antheridium, and the other cell become ascogonium. So at the time of sexual reproduction, two hyphae will become twisted to each other, and the terminal cell behave as the antheridium, and the other one will behave as the ascogonium, and at the point of contact the wall dissolve, and the cytoplasmic content will move of the antheridium will move towards the ascogonium, and the plasmogamy will take place, but the nuclei fuse only at the time of formation of the ascus mother cell. Okay, so here the process of ascosporogenesis is still not clearly known in many of the species of Erysipeae. Then after that, some of the ascogenous hyphae they become binucleate, because the nucleus from the antheridial cell will move towards the ascogonial cell, and the cell becomes binucleate, and they change into ascus mother cell. Now each ascus mother cell increase in size, and it's both the nuclei will fuse, so it become diploid, and now it is called the ascus, and the diploid nucleus divide meiotically, then mitotically, and finally it result in 8 haploid nuclei, and it develop into ascospores. And the number of ascospores may differ from 2 to 8 in different species, but most common number is 8. 8 haploid ascospores. So asci and ascospores are developed within the Cleistothecium, and the Cleistothecium contain 1 to several asci which arise in one or more tufts from the base. Then the asci are globose to ovoid and may have short stalk. Now the Cleistothecium is a closed structure. It is the fruit body, and one of the notable feature of the Cleistothecium is appendaged Cleistothecium. That is, mycelium on the surface of the Cleistothecium are highly appendage type, and appendages on the fruit body is one of the noticeable feature for the identification of Erysipeae. Now this is the ascus, and ascus contain 8 ascospores, and the asci or the ascus are globose to ovoid, and it has a short stalk. So the asci, in the asci 8 ascospores are produced, and the ascospores are also globose to ovoid in nature and unicellular and hyaline also. And at maturity, the Cleistothecium cracks open, and the asci are discharged, and the ascospores, which on germination on suitable host, produce new mycelia and develop into new fungi. Okay. So this is the life cycle of Erysipeae. Here, during the asexual reproduction, that is, whenever the spore, it may be ascospore or conidium in spore, sexual or asexual spore, when fall on suitable substratum, it will develop germ tube, hyphae, then mycelium, and from the mycelium develop the hostoria, and and it becomes suitable for the growth of the fungi. Now, from the mycelium, conidiophore will develop. Conidiophore divide into terminal and basal cell. From the terminal cell, conidia will develop. On germination, they are get disseminated by air, and fall on suitable substratum. In the substratum, they either develop the mycelium and develop the conidiophore and conidia, and the asexual reproduction will in this way the cycle will repeat, or from there they develop the mycelium, and the mycelium lying side by side. From there, two hyphae will become twisted to each other, and one will act as the ascogonium and the other will act as the antheridium. So at the time of Cleistothecium formation, the antheridium and ascogonium will fuse, and in the fusion, that is the cytoplasm will fuse, but the nucleus will not fuse each other, and both the nucleus will lie side by side, and finally it acts as the ascus mother cell, and at the time of ascus mother cell undergo division and resulting in the formation of the ascospores. Okay. So it first undergo meiotic division, then it undergo the mitotic division, resulting in the formation of 8 ascospores. And these ascospores are liberated at maturity. Ascospores are liberated. They will fall on suitable host. From there, the life cycle will repeats. Either it enter into a sexual reproduction or it will enter into the sexual reproduction. So here it is more clear. That is, it may either enter into the asexual reproduction where they form the conidiophore and conidia, or it will form the antheridium and ascogonium. That is, both are haploid in nature. Only the plasmogamy is taking place at the point of contact. Then a number of two haploid nuclei will lie side by side, and wall formation will take place, resulting in the formation of ascus mother cell, and the formation of Cleistothecium will also, that is the fruit body, will also form simultaneously. And this is the dikaryophase. Dikaryophase, here the haploid nuclei of the male and female sex organ lie side by side, but there is no nuclear fusion is taking place. Now, after that, during karyogamy, the nuclear fusion will take place, that is meiosis will take place, resulting in the formation of that is nuclear fusion will take place and diploid nucleus is being formed. After that, this diploid nucleus undergo meiosis, then it undergo mitosis, finally resulting in the formation of 8 haploid spores. So karyogamy is the process where the two haploid nuclei in the dikaryophase enter into the fusion and resulting in the formation of diploid nucleus. This diploid nucleus undergo meiosis, then it undergo mitosis. Finally, 8 haploid ascospores are formed, and this ascospores, on falling on suitable substratum, they will either enter into the asexual reproductive structure or they develop the sexual reproductive structure. So this is about the life cycle of Erucifer, one of the common fungi coming under the Ascomycota and causing mild disease in various angiosperm reproduction, both by sexual as well as asexual reproduction. Okay, thank you very much.